Team Forever Forward coming at you with the truth about lifting weights.
You shouldn't do it for one.
No, it's gonna make you big.
It's gonna make you big, and like as soon as you grab it, you're gonna get big. Just don't do it. We're warning you. This is a warning. Don't lift weights.
It's not functional, bro.
Don't. It's gonna hurt your back.
Yeah, it's not healthy.
It's just a waste of time. Just don't lift weights. It's a warning to everyone out there who's lifting weights. Don't
Drop
lift weights.
them weights. Don't do it.
Drop them right now.
Okay, so Team Forever Forward actually coming back at you.
Pick the weights back up.
Yeah,
Pick them up
pick
now.
them up
Pick 'em
now.
up.
Lifting weights is really good. So we're just going to go through some common myths that people have related to strength training and just general resistance training and stuff like that.
Just general weight training.
Yeah.
I think it just applies to everything, not specifically just strength, but everything.
Yeah.
I think just anything in regards to resistance training. A little side note before we get into it, that was incredibly hard to film without laughing.
We were crying at the thought of having to not strength train and saying that it was bad.
Yeah.
It was
quite
impossible.
Hard. It's quite hard. Anyway, let's get into it. So number one, don't lift weights because it's going to make you big, or you're going to get big as soon as you pick it up.
Okay.
No. I've been training for however many years now, and I'm not big. So
if it was that easy to get big, 90% of guys would be walking around looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, like the level of size that people think
they're going to get.
It's like yes, you will put yes, you'll have muscle mass, and yes, you'll probably put on a bit of size if you do it regularly and actually put some work into it. But it's probably actually what you're after anyway. Like, a lot of people have this, like, kind of look or this body that they're after and don't realise that strength training is probably
actually
the way
what
to get
they
it.
need to do.
So you're not going to get big, straight away. There's so many things. I think
this
women
is
in particular is
big one with women. We have seen it with guys as well. A lot of guys that start training, they're like, oh, but I don't want to get bulky.
Exactly.
It's like, unless you really dedicate yourself, you're not going to get bulky.
It takes work, and you just got to have everything else in place as well. Like, yes, like I said, you will have a little bit of size, but it's not like, don't panic. You're not going to get suddenly shredded and become Arnold in like a day.
The body shape you're after, especially with women that say they don't want to lift weights because they don't want to get big.
Yeah.
One, you're not going to get that big.
No.
It's a lot harder.
Yeah.
You would have to train for a very long time, a lot, and eat a lot of food, and probably do some other stuff to get bulky and big. Yeah. So the body you're actually chasing, the likelihood is you actually need to do strength training to get it.
Together, yeah. And the other thing is as well is like, it depends, like weights vary a lot in how much they weigh. So like if you're doing a crap ton of reps, then it just depends. Like you're not going to get big just from a weight. Like that's just so broad of a term. Like how much mass are we talking about? Like it's completely different. It's going to give you different responses. So that's the biggest one is you're going to get big. I think the other one
I think that's the biggest, most common misconception.
That you're going to get big as soon as you pick up. This other one is going to be
getting injured.
Going to hurt yourself.
It's not good for you.
Going to hurt yourself. Load of rubbish.
It's not. It's just not true. Like the amount of injuries related to strength training compared to any other sport
or activity, a lot of other activities.
Just general life is really, really low.
Yeah, and if you think about all the injuries you see on like these gym fail clips, it's from people being stupid with stuff. Like if you do it semi-sensible, like I'm not even asking you to be perfect with anything, just basic common sense when it comes to stuff.
Yeah,
they don't. Like if you do it properly, it's like there's nothing to be scared of. And then also people like don't even care or like worry about when it comes to like other sports. Yeah. Like contact sports or anything else. It's like
mental.
The resistance training isn't going to give you any huge injuries. And also if you have like an underlying problem and then it's just identified through resistance training, that's different. So if you have a back injury and then you lift up and you do a deadlift and then you suddenly get this sensory like response where you get the signal of pain and then you think that caused it. Well, no, it could have been there before and that's only just identified the issue.
It just made you realise that you had back pain, but then you associate the deadlift with a bad back, which it isn't.
No. And it's also an injury preventer, isn't it?
I was going to say, that's exactly what I was going to say, sorry, is that getting stronger is probably the best thing you can do for injury prevention going. Like, forget all the silly little drills and rehab stuff you do.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, if you've got an injury, that's important to do, but just being stronger is going to be so much better for you to prevent injuries and pain.
And it's like, also when you think about the elderly preventing falls and all their like those kind of injuries related to that, the goal for them would be to get them stronger, so they can walk and take the stairs and do everything like that without any major risk factors. So it's silly to say resistance training don't do it because of injuries. It's silly. The risk factors associated with being sedentary and being unhealthy are
far outweigh.
To be worried about. You might tweak this or that. So that's a big one.
Okay, so number 3, the common misconception with strength training is the food that goes alongside the strength training.
Yeah, and like the issues that food can cause. So if you're just getting into resistance training, you may be like familiar with all the bro science, so you just have to eat chicken and broccoli and rice the whole time, and that's not true. And then also like the misconception of like protein to the outside world. It's like, oh yeah, but protein's like bad for you, right? And it causes all sorts of issues. It's just like
no.
So that's another big one. And then also, and I think probably the final one to talk about is functionality.
It's not functional, bro.
Yeah.
So there will be a lot of functional coaches out there that might try and bite our heads off over this, but go for it, because I don't care.
It's good that you're training, but what
strength training is possibly the most functional thing you can do. I had a chat with a guy in a bar once, and he asked me what I did for training. I told him I did strength training. He was like, oh, so you don't do functional training? I was like, I pick heavy stuff up off the ground. Is possibly one of the most functional things a human being can do. So strength training not being functional is ridiculous. And then it's like, the other thing is, well, what is functional?
Yeah. I don't even know specifically what it is, because
define functional.
I don't know how many times, because there's a lot of it's like doing movements associated with everyday life. I don't know how many times I sit on my Bosu ball trying to cook my dinner, to be honest. So I don't know how that has any function.
Standing on a Swiss ball doing a squat because it's functional.
Like this unstable ground thing is like the unstable. When are you walking on a flipping bouncy castle? And also for elite athletes, it's like, when do you generate force into an unstable surface? Like, if you're doing the majority of it, it's going to be on a stable floor, like sprinting.
People do stuff on a Bosu ball to improve their stability.
Yeah, definitely.
When do they ever have to stabilise themselves on an unstable surface?
Yeah, possibly increasing the chance of injuries, which is why you said that resistance training was bad.
It's bad in the first place.
Yeah. And then also just the ability
makes me
load.
so angry.
Anyway, a little bit of a rant. We're trying to hold back a little bit, but that's it. So they are probably the most common myths associated with weight training.
There are probably a lot more, but...
Oh, there's a lot more, but that's their main ones. That it's going to get big. It's like injuries, the food is alongside it, and then also it's just not functional.
No, it's not functional.
Hopefully you now know it's not true.
It's pretty fucking functional.
Now go find some weights and pick them up.
So the other thing I want to say at the end of this video is... a good way, if you're a coach and someone doesn't want to do strength training and you feel like they need to do it, is ask them, okay, give me a time when someone has complained about being strong. So find me a negative, a downside to being strong. The person
being too strong's too hard. I don't like it.
Man,
I don't like being this strong.
Whenever you ever heard someone, oh man, I really wish I couldn't open that can of tuna or something like that. Like,
oh, damn it, I can pick too many cars up.
Yeah, damn, I can carry my shopping home all by myself.
Yeah, that's the other thing, just quickly, weight training. We're not talking about potentially like elite level strength. We are talking about basic strength as well. Like,
to carry out normal
fundamentally,
tasks.
The functional crap. Anyway, so basic level strength as well. Like, strength is the ability to exert force against an external object. So anything, just like we're talking about any sort of weight training to help with that. So That's that one done.
Oh wait, I forgot the.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that
hit
they
the
like
thumbs
and
up
subscribe.
if you do like it.
Yeah.
If you have any questions about myths and just strength training in general,
what other
stick it
myths
in
have
the
you got?
comment.
What other myths do you hear about? If
Yeah.
you're a coach or anything else, what other myths do you hear quite frequently?
Hit subscribe, join the team.
And we will see you in the next one. Bye
Say
bye.
goodbye, love you.